Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming. Today is deck suggestion day, or a day when we try to put together a deck that can actually work during the event. So I'm just gonna have a look at a few combinations. There is two combinations that actually works for me, but this is not about me. It's about giving you information that can actually help you to be the best legend that you can. This is one of the combo that I've been using. What I've found with the deck that we have for this particular event, there's not much cards that you can put with it for it to rise to the occasion, or to showcase its full potential then. I haven't got a lot of cards that can work in synergy with this particular deck. So what I've done, the cards that I've obtained so far from the event packs, I've put it with my Hellboy deck, and I've been trying to do as best as I can. So with this combination, I've got Alice, Summoner Alice. I've got Apocalypse Hellboy, which is the ultimate form for the Hellboy deck. I've got the Ultra Rare, which is Hellboy. I've got the Ultra Rare for the current deck. I was lucky enough to get the Ultra Rare on the first tier of the pack, which was absolutely brilliant. We'll talk more about that later. And I've got Owen, which is the current support card. I've also got the main card, which is Lily and Leon. Lily and Leon I did not get from the 5-star collection, and yesterday I mentioned that I've only got 2,000, I think it was 2,900 gems. Did get some gems from the collection, which I add to that. And because I got the Ultra Rare on the first tier, that enabled me to go down to the 4th tier of the pack just to get the event card, or the main card. So I've only got 888 gems left, and I'm hoping to actually obtain a few gems by pushing up my ranking, so I can get the relic later on when it comes out. So these are the two combinations that I have been using. Both works quite well. One is a bit more powerful than one. This one with Apocalypse Hellboy is going to be a bit more powerful against specific bosses, as it's got the kill skill that it passes on to all the cards on the deck. This one is powerful but less powerful because it hasn't got an ultimate form on it. This is one of the combos that I've been using for high health guild bosses, and the reason why I've put together this particular one is because Dina, the inverted archer, and Edge Runner can actually fill the board with power gem trees, and this will basically give your deck, which on this one I've got Apocalypse Hellboy as well, I've got the support card for health, and I've got the Ultra Rare, and these three cards will be my main damage dealer. When the board is filled with power gem 3s and 4s, it will actually do quite a bit of damage. The ultimate form can do up to about 700 billion. That's if it hasn't got the killer skill active. If the killer skill is active and it's passed on its killer skill to all the cards in the deck, then it can do up to 1 trillion damage, and so can the Ultra Rare as well. So it's quite powerful, but it's very, very slow. It takes about 10 turns before it can actually fill the board with power gem 3s, which is a long time during a Slayer event. That's the reason why I only use this one against guild bosses. It can't be used against other bosses where people can actually jump in and kill the boss. Combo 3 is my cheap and cheerful combo. This is for people who haven't got any ultimate forms. They haven't got ultra rare, but they've got past event cards, and they've got Summoner Alice. I'm using 2 copies of Summoner Alice. This is to get a lot more gems on the board. I'm also using Ben Dynamo, and I'm using Swine Lord Junfa. These 2 cards are the cards that will be producing my power gems along with my relics. So I'm running Elin Spear, I'm running the Lunar Launcher, which is for Swine Lord Junfa. Hellboy Gun, I've got 2 copies of that, and I've got Excalibur. So along with these 4 relics and Lord Junfa and Ben Dynamo, I'll be producing not a lot of power gem, but enough power gems where you can do quite a bit of damage. And those are some of the combinations that I came up with. If I go into my collection and we just look at some of the cards in the collection, I tried this particular card, Assault Unit Yujo. It helps a bit, but it doesn't really work that well with the deck that we currently have. I didn't try any of my commander cards. They're not good enough. I did try using the ultimate form, the ultra rare, and the master collection card from the Hellboy deck. It doesn't work quite well because you don't get as much gems and power gems on the board. So that's not one combination that actually works. Try using my Ascended Elin. Doesn't really work. Yes, you get a lot of gems and power gems on the first turn, but that doesn't give you the big bang that you want. You want the big bang on the next turn. Try using this one, works quite well. I've got 2 copies of the Transform Dynamo. So what I've done with that one, I use the 2 copies of Transform Dynamo and 2 copies of Ben Dynamo along with Ultra Rare. That works quite well. The only pitfall is it hasn't got any heal on the deck. So if it's a long fight, you're going to be very low on health. You'll probably even die before the end of the fight. I try using my Hellboy BPRD. It works rather well, but it's not a damage dealing card. It doesn't deal a lot of damage as it's a warrior card. So the current support card is attack, which is quite brilliant. So as you can see, I've got quite a few cards in my collection. Oh, I tried using a few cards that I spoke about yesterday. I tried using Plague Seraph. Plague Seraph doesn't work. I've got 3 copies of this Plague Seraph, and I've got Martyr Thronos. It doesn't work quite well. It's not a deck that can actually deal the amount of damage that you need to deal during a Slayer event. I try using the Gemfall part of the Gemfall deck, Orion, along with a Gem Destroyer. I tried using Loga. I tried using it with Martyr Thronos. I tried using it even with Ogilvy. It doesn't really work. So the combos that I actually have that work are Combo 2, which is the one with Edge Runner and Inverted Archer, but as I said, it's a slow burner. This one works rather well, and these 2. So those are the combos that I'm going to showcase in this video, and we just go ahead and jump right in and see how we get on. So first up, I'll showcase this one. This one is my Cheap and Cheerful deck, and we'll see how we get on with this deck. So with this deck, what you want to do, you want to activate your Summoner Alice first to get your gems on the board. So after powering up your battle skills, you activate Summoner Alice, both copies. swap your gems, and as you can see the board is filled with gems. Then you activate Ben Dynamo and Swine Lord Jumfa. So the board is not totally filled with power gems, but you've got quite a bit of power gems on the board, and we're dealing 31 billion damage for the support card, which is going to be your main damage dealer. It's an attack card, so it's got high attack output, high damage output. So as you can see, I'm taking quite a bit of damage and I'm losing health. That's because of the boss's buff. I haven't got any card on the deck that will remove the boss's buff. So that's what we call a buff. So the boss is actually buffed. And if there was something above my card, that would be a debuff. So this boss doesn't run a debuff, he actually runs a buff. So it takes a while to get my cards ready again. So once they're ready, it's the same procedure. Use your Summoner Alice, Swine Lord Jungfa, and if Ben Dynamo is ready, you can use Ben Dynamo. If it's not ready, then you just use Swine Lord Jungfa on his own. And you just keep rinsing and repeating. So health is a problem. That is the reason why I didn't use Ultra Rare on this particular combo. I actually just use the support card. Activate our support card to get our health up. Swap our power gems. See how much damage we can do before we actually die. If you want, you could find a card that could actually dispel, that could actually get rid of the buff on the boss, but that card might not deal quite as much damage, so then your deck will be lacking in damage output. So I just keep it the same way and just use my support card for heal. Let's see how much damage, what our damage output. So we dealt overall almost over 200 billion damage. So that's a cheap and cheerful deck. So if you haven't got cards that put out high damage output like Ultra Rare, Ultimate Forms, you're a free to play player, you're a new player, you've got some of these cards, you can put them together and you can do a bit of damage. So next up we will feature the Slow Burner. So the Slow Burner is, I would say it's the most powerful combo of all the combos, but being a slow burner, that's its weakness. So yet again on this combination, I am actually using the support card rather than the main card. This is to give heal to the deck, because this boss is actually running. So as you can see, the boss is almost dead, and we haven't even got up to 100 intensity. And if this is a guild boss and all my guild members are attacking it, and you can see that I haven't done much damage and the guild boss is dead, imagine going up against a radiant boss, or even let's showcase it on this radiant boss and you see what I'm talking about. Let's jump in and you see exactly what I'm talking about when I say if you go up against a radiant boss, you're not gonna deal a lot of damage before somebody kills the boss. So this deck it's powerful, but in a Slayer event it's pointless unless you can lock the boss. If you can lock the boss, then it's a bit different. You can just stay there and kill the boss in your own time. So we just have to make quick matches. We don't want to match any light gems, just to cut down on the animation time. Try not to just matched some light gems, so we have to wait on the animation. This takes time. As you can see, the boss is being hammered already. Just need to get up to around about 120, 130 intensity, and we can do a bit of damage. Not massive damage, but just a bit of damage. So you're up to 105. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna activate Apocalypse Hellboy. He will create a few power gems, then we'll just activate all the rest of our cards, including our support card, just to get our health up. Swap our power gems. And as you can see, damage output of the ultra rare is over 306 billion. And if we had managed to fill the board with power gem 3s and 4s, that would have gone up to round about, could get up to around about 1 trillion. So it's a quite powerful combo, but it's not very quick and it's not very effective. But I thought I'll showcase it anyway, just to let you see some of the combination that actually works. So the next combo up is this one. This one is quite quick. I wouldn't say it's extremely powerful, but it's powerful enough for what you need it to do. And if you took part in the Hellboy event, you might have bought the starter pack. I got the starter pack twice because I got a gift card. So with that gift card I could get the Hellboy starter pack. Only now I think probably I should have saved my gift card and use it on another deck. But I was happy when I got the gift card and I thought, let's spend it during the Hellboy event. So I spent it during the Hellboy event, and I did get the starter pack twice. Did get a few things from the lightning deals that they had. So that's the power behind that particular deck. It dealt over 160 billion damage, which is not bad. Last but certainly not least is the main combo that I'm using. And the main combo is, it's not fast, it's a 3-turn deck because you have to activate Summon Alice, Apocalypse Hellboy and Hellboy. Let those cards do their thing, and then you activate the ultra rare and the support card. So we activate those 3 first. Make a match because they produce their gems and power gems when they attack. So you can see the board is not totally filled with gems or power gems, but you got quite a bit on the board. Swap, match, and you can see the ultra is doing over 105 billion damage, which is the main damage dealer. So those are some of the combos that I've got for you this week. I did try putting together quite an array of combination, but they don't work, and I don't want to showcase combination that doesn't work. I want to showcase combination that actually works, ones that are effective, ones that are obtainable. At the moment, I'm not doing too bad in the event. As I said, on the first tier of the ultra pack, as you can see, I only spent 300 gems on the ultra pack, and I did go up to the fourth tier of the main pack. The first tier of the ultra pack, and currently when it comes to dust, I'm actually sitting at 12,400 dust for the ultra rare. I don't think even if I get all the dust, I will not craft a second ultra rare. I'll save my dust for another event. I'm sitting at 16,100 dust for the master collection card, so I just need 700 dust to actually craft the Master Collection card, and then I can craft the ultimate form. I will get the ultimate form. This deck is not as powerful as its green and dark, as its earth and dark counterpart. Bioblitz deck, I think, is the most powerful of all the decks that has this particular mechanics. I think this particular one is quite underpowered. Network has changed too much on this particular one. Personally, I would have hoped they would have kept it the way the Bioblitz deck was, not to bump up the percentage to 150, then reduce it in another area, making the deck underpowered, knowing that in this particular affinity we haven't got cards like Hellbuticious Decay, Soul Reaper, Thord, Abuka. We haven't got cards like that in the light affinity, so the deck will be difficult to powered anyway. So I think they should have just left it the way how it was, just one mechanic for whatever affinity it is for. Because if you look at, say for example, the Halloween mechanics, they don't play around with the Halloween mechanics. It's always produce one power gem 1 and 1 additional for every 10 stack of whatever intensity, rounded down, charge rate 9, cooldown 7. It's always the same. But this with this particular mechanics, they start to change around things, and I think they have now broken the mechanics. I think they should actually revamp this deck and just give us the exact copy of the Bioblitz deck. That's what I feel anyway. Don't think it's gonna happen, but that's what I feel. So that's where I stand with DOS. The ultimate form is not a bad one. I really like the ultimate form, and as I said, I'm really going for this particular deck, and I think I will get the full deck. I've already got the ultra rare main card, support card. I'll definitely get the ultimate form and the Master Collection. Let's look at my quest. So currently in the quest, I've only collected 3,930 quest points. So I've got quite a way to go. I'm not even halfway on the collection as yet. And I've still got a few more dust to collect. So I've got 11 and 6, 1,700 master dust to collect. So I can definitely get the Master Collection card and ultimately the ultimate form. So that's not a problem. The problem is now collecting the quest point. I think it's gonna take me probably late Sunday afternoon to complete the quest, probably Monday morning to complete the quest. So it's round about that time I'll be able to actually get the Master Collection card and craft the ultimate form. By then we'll almost complete the event, but it is what it is, and I'm happy that I can be able to obtain the deck. So I'm not complaining. I'm trying to enjoy the event as much as possible. So the Radiant bosses, they currently still use challenge keys, which you have to wait 5 hours for 6 challenge keys, so you can't really attack much Radiant bosses if you haven't got a very powerful deck and a very quick deck. As soon as you attack a Radiant boss that you have found, somebody else will kill it. So I think they should bring back Radiant bosses to what they used to be before, where they use ordinary solo boss keys. I think that's better. The good point about it is that the leaderboards are more competitive when the Radiant bosses are actually within the challenge boss group, where you have people with quite powerful deck, but they're limited to the amount of keys that they have got, so they can't just attack loads of Radiant bosses and just totally overall everybody in the leaderboard. You have to actually start concentrating on cobalt bosses and solo bosses and guild bosses. Most people tend to lean towards the ultimate bosses. So currently I am 2036 on the ultimate leaderboard. I have attacked a few of the ultimate bosses using none other than, not that one, this deck, my Earth deck. So my Earth deck is the ones that I've been using for ultimate bosses, and it works quite well. I didn't bother to try and use my dark deck because the dark deck it won't produce as much power. It hasn't got the killer skill anyway, and it's fighting against dark, which is straight away you've lost 50% of the total damage output. So the green deck is a more neutral deck. It's got the kill skill, and it can kill up to about level 4 or level 5 of the ultimate bosses. So I'm trying to see if I will be able to obtain the Master Collection card and the ultimate form before the end of Saturday, and then I will showcase the deck itself just to let you see how the deck actually performs. A lot of people have got the deck so far, but people have been using them with different combinations. But I need to have the ultimate form and the Master Collection card to see which other cards I can put with them to get the full potential of the deck. So tell me if these combos are helpful. If you can send me a copy of the deck that you're using, see if I can put together the same deck and showcase it on the next video. So these are the things I would like you guys to do. Like when I do my possible combination, you can look me up on the network chat app at Octane Mobile Gaming. You can send me a copy of your deck combo that you have been using. You can even send me a video of one of your fights, and I'll showcase it on the channel, and I'll showcase your deck on the channel with your in-game name as well, letting people know that this is your deck, this is what your deck can do, this is your combination, so that people can see that. Just to give you a bit of what would I call it now, basically just to showcase your deck, showcase your collection, showcase what you can do, what your deck can do. So that's one of the things I'd like to do. I'll be doing it this Saturday, so I'm looking forward for you guys to send it. Looking forward to your videos and to your pictures of your combinations and your fights. So please don't just ignore it. Please send me all your videos. Please send me all the copies of your deck. Drop me a like, subscribe, tell me if the content is helpful. This is Octane saying peace and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.